Chodesh Tov to everyone. So good to see so many names that I know attending our service and some names that are new to me. So welcome if it is your first time, your 50th time with us. We are so glad that you are here with us again at OneShul.org. So my name is Ketzirah, and I'm very pleased to be here again with you tonight for our Rosh Chodesh service. Tonight is Rosh Chodesh Elul. It is the last month in the wheel of the year, at least on one of the two countings we have in Judaism. There's Torah time and there's consecutive time. So in consecutive time, we are in the last month of the year. In Torah time, I believe it's month 7. It's halfway through the year that way. They flip. So I've posted a link in the chat room to where you can download tonight's Siddur. It will look very familiar if you've been here before, just with our more recent community update to it of having a unique song that we do as our final song or chant that is specifically related to the month that we are beginning. So let us begin tonight, as I tend to do, with having everybody introduce themselves in the chat room and tell us who you are and where in the world you physically are. Always very fun, at least for me, and I think for everyone, to see where everyone's coming from around the United States and actually all over the globe. I don't see our friend Ari from Poland tonight, but he is, of course, a regular member of our community, but I see lots of other people and lots of parts of the OneShul community represented tonight. And there was just a question in the chat room about where's the link to the Siddur, and like 5 people just posted the link. I love you all so much. So appreciate the help with sort of welcoming new people as they enter the chat room and helping to just sort of keep things flowing there while we run services. So really great and appreciate the help. So let's see, we've got Aaron. Good to see you again, my friend, from Columbus, Ohio. And one of our OneShul leaders, Addie, is with us. Really? You're in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina? Really? We have a first-time guest from New York City. Welcome. And Ginny from the Finger Lakes in New York State. Lanny from Jackson, Mississippi, and James from Cleveland, Ohio, and Jonathan from West Virginia, also first time here. So welcome to you as well. And of course, welcome to everyone who's been here many, many times. And we've got Houston, Texas represented. So, like I said, we are all over the USA and all over the world. There's very often community members from Canada, from Poland. We've had people from Australia who obviously are on the opposite. There we go. We have Ren from Toronto, Ontario. So we are definitely an international community. And I am Ketzirah, as I said, coming to you from Washington, D.C. in the United States. All right, so officially, Addie, you can tell us what the official rules of our drinking game tonight of I See a Bunny. But there you go. There's your first bunny butt of the evening. And you guys can decide what the game is around the bunnies tonight. It's during last Shabbat together, it was questioned if it was an acceptable drinking game on OneShul to drink every time a bunny hops by. So there's your first bunny of the evening for those of you keeping count. And yes, in case you missed it, oops, wrong way. That is a little bunny. Oh, you can't, that doesn't help you. Right there is a bunny. Hey, I'm pretending to scratch him and his head's moving. I love it. So there you go. There's one of my critters for you. And we have Maxins joining us from France again. So lovely to have people with us who it is much later for them. Maxins, what time is it right now for you in France? I'm having trouble keeping track of our time zones. Oh, so our service tonight, if it's your first time with us, it is a very participatory service if you choose to participate. We begin by welcoming ourselves into the space. We do that through a Baruch Hu chant, And during that chant, I will invite you to sing along, of course, but also to share in the chat room the name you wish to be known as in this sacred space together. And we'll sing each other into the space by those names. And then we'll move on to expressions of gratitude for the month that has passed, that is closing tonight, finding things to be grateful for and to share them with the community. We'll then move into prayers for strength in the month that's beginning, the month of Elul. And then finally, we'll talk for a moment about this month that's beginning, Elul, and we'll open to blessings in the month through a special song that I've chosen for tonight to really, hopefully, capture the essence of the spiritual work of the month of Elul. So you've shared in the chat room what your name is, but sometimes during our Baruch, people have special names they like to use. So sometimes it is a Hebrew name, sometimes it is a different sacred name that they may use in various spiritual communities, and sometimes it's just a word that really encapsulates who you are and who you want to be and who you want to bring yourself as into the month to come. So let's begin our Baruch together. It is on page 2 of your Siddur. And yes, indeed, there's page numbers this month. Never stop innovating here at OneShul. And actually credits again on the background images. I lost all my photo credits and background images for a little bit. So welcome again. I'm seeing we have a bunch of new people joining us. So great to see everybody. I just posted the link to our Siddur in the chat room, and I see while I looked away, Eric has joined us. He is an old friend here at OneShul, and many, many others whose names I definitely recognize. So I'll begin our Baruch chant, and as you can see, Aaron is already beginning sharing his Hebrew name, his sacred name, to be sung into the space. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear ones, Avraham and Yonatan, you have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Ariel and David, you have called on the light of your souls. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Label, holy name, you have called on the light of your souls. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name, we have called on the light of our souls. We've come home. And may the singing of our names connect us across space and across time zones. May we create through this action a temporal temple, an electric, a chashmal mishkan, to connect us here and now into sacred space, connecting the sacred spark within me to the sacred sparks within each of you, and to the Holy One above, below, within, without, and all around. And let us say, Amen. And if you're just joining us, I have posted the link to the Siddur in the chat room. I invite you to log in if you can, if you're just viewing, and share who you are and where in the world you physically are. And if you weren't sung in during our Varhu, to share, if you will, your Hebrew name or your sacred name that you wish to be known as in this space tonight. It can be a name you only use this one time, but it calls to you in your deepest, most truest self tonight to be brought into this space as that name. And I know the chat room can be a little wonky for people, so hopefully no one is having trouble logging in. So now we move to page 3 of our Siddur. Still very excited about page numbers tonight. And we move to thinking about what we're grateful for in the month that is coming to a close, or depending on where you are, has come to a close. What is it that is good in your life? What is it you're grateful for? Even if it's just waking up in the morning, having internet access so you can get to OneShul, having a job. I hope you have a job if you want a job. Having family and friends around you, whatever it is that you're grateful for. We will sing our Moda Ani together and share what we are grateful for. This version is by Holy Taya, and once again a reminder on the Hebrew. So I am a Kohenet, that is a new form of Jewish women's spiritual leadership. And we focus very much on the divine feminine, and also as women praying in feminine language, because most of the Hebrew prayers we were taught, especially in America, are all in masculine God, not just masculine God language, but in masculine gendered language. So it's one of the things we do is pray in feminine God language and also feminine gendered language. So if you're one of the women, Moda Ani, that is saying I am, in feminine gendered language. For the gents, Modeh Ani. If you don't identify as either gender, please choose whichever you prefer. And if you would like masculine God language, it's Lifanecha and Vikayam. And if you like feminine God language, then it is Lifanaich and Vikayemet. I'm going to do both sort of alternating, so you're welcome to sing both sides of it. And if you've never experimented with feminine God language before, I really invite you to do so. And that is again Lifanaich and Vikayemet. Moda is saying I, me, or I am grateful, Moda Ani, in feminine gendered language, and Modeh for the guys. So, and thankfully the English is gender neutral. All right, so Moda Ani Lifanaich, Moda Ani Lifanaich, Ruach Chai Vekayam, Moda Ani Lifanecha, Moda Ani Lifanecha, Ruach Chai Vekayam. Oh, I am grateful. Oh, I am grateful in the face of the one, in the face of the one. And how about we pick up this pace just a little bit? Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful for friendships and air conditioning. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayemet. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful for new friends and gifts, for family, breath and food we have to eat. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayemet. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful, oh, we are grateful for cats, bunnies, and critters, and the OneShul community. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayemet. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful, oh, we are grateful that Jonathan has another month of life and a cardiac pacing device. Oh, we are grateful, oh, we are grateful for good health, joys, and sorrows, and helping others. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayemet. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful, oh, we are grateful for the heavens above and the earth below. Oh, we are grateful, oh, we are grateful in the face of the one, in the face of the one. O Holy One, above, below, within, without, sacred He, sacred She, we are so grateful for so many things. First and foremost, the breath of life that revives us each day, and the sleep that we go into each night. We are grateful for good health and good medical care if we are lacking in good health. We are grateful for family. We are grateful for friends. We are grateful for community. We are grateful for food and water, and those that bring our food and our water to us each day and each night. We are grateful for the miracle of electricity and the internet that connects us across geography, creating communities where once many of us would have not had one. and allowing us to bring Judaism into our lives in a way that each of us can adapt to, adjust to, and embrace. Blessed is the Holy One that provides us challenges that we may learn and grow, and blessings so we may find joy in our lives. And let us say, Amen. And I had to scroll back because I was seeing all kinds of mazel tovs to Lanny and I missed what he said. So let me find that one. Oh my goodness, mazel tov on your 33rd wedding anniversary. That is amazing. Wow. I am at 13 this year on wedding anniversary and 17 years. Oh my God, that my husband and I have been together. And so you are double where we are. And that is really amazing. Managing any relationship for that amount of time and still being in love and committed to one another and healthy in your relationship is a blessing and a true, true gift and inspiration. Oh, so with all of these amazing things that we are so grateful for in our lives, all right, let's admit it, we might need a little help too. And as the month of Elul begins, there might be a few things that you're looking at going, I could use a hand. And I'm a big believer that, yes, you can just sort of turn it over to the Holy One as you understand the Holy One. But I'm a believer in specificity. You may not get exactly what you ask for. You may not get exactly what you think you need. But I think with all the millions of people out there praying, help, 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 being a little bit more specific and saying, I could use help with this thing, isn't a bad idea. For me, a lot of the time I experience the Holy One as an interconnected web, and I think you have to be able to pull on the right thread to get the right kind of attention sometimes. And I also think, depending on how you see the Holy One, maybe it's just prioritization. Help, 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 help. Actually, this one little thing, everything's going pretty well. This one thing this month I can use a hand with, and putting it out there and letting us pray for you and with you, and the entire community pray for you and with you, and add our energy to your needs as well, to just help with whatever that thing is that we all need this month to get through. And yes, Aaron, we are definitely connected without the internet, but in a lot of ways, it's pretty handy having the internet. It's okay, I gotcha. Connected, connect, all good. So let's talk about what we could use a little bit of help with this month. And I also want to encourage you to check out the OneShul prayer wall. People come all the time to ask our community to pray for them. And so take a look and see who there needs their prayers added to our prayers. And if you're just joining us, welcome. I hope you will introduce yourself in the chat room in our congregation. And if someone else has the link to our Siddur anywhere handy, I don't have it handy again, so if you could find that for me and post it, that would be great. Oh, I just found it. Copy. And I'll post that again right here. Oh, thank you. Like 3 of you got to it before I even needed to. Thank you. And then we will start with our Micha Mocha. And I'm going to play for you the video again of Micha Mocha. And let's talk a little in the chat room about what it is we could use some strength for.
Baili Madonna, Mika Mocha, Nana Bakoda, no Ratihilo, Tosefela, no Ratihilo, Tosefela. The Spirit is flowing, flowing and growing. The Spirit is flowing through you and me. Hashem, guide me, be faithfully beside me. Hashem, guide me, and bless how I live. The Spirit is flowing, flowing and growing. The Spirit is flowing through you and me. Shekhinah reside in me, oh wisdom lives inside in me. Shekhinah reside in me, Holy Taya, that I might go there. No Ratihilo, Mikamora, Baili Madonna, Mikamora, that I might go there. Spirit is flowing, no Ratihilo, Tosefela, no Ratihilo, Hashem, guide me, be faithfully beside me. Hashem, guide me, and bless how I be. The Spirit is flowing, flowing and growing. The Spirit is flowing, flowing and growing. The Spirit is flowing. Hashem, guide me, Shekhinah reside me, Hashem, guide me, Shekhinah reside in me, O Holy, Holy. Baili Madonna, Mika Mocha, Baili Madonna, Mika Mocha, Nana Bakoda, no Ratihilo, Tosefela, no Ratihilo, Tosefela.
So many things. It's amazing when we go from the gratitude and we see all the wonderful things, and then we see the struggles that the community is having. And it makes me so proud of this community and so proud to be a part of this community of people who have some real genuine struggles going on in life and yet can still remember all the things that are truly good going on in their lives. So, everyone here, so many things. I want to absolutely honor and acknowledge those of you with health challenges right now. I really want to honor and acknowledge everyone who is struggling to find their way spiritually. Those of you with financial and job issues right now, really just want to honor and acknowledge that and add my energy to your energy to hopefully lift all of our community up. So we are all able to find what we need to satisfy not just our most basic life needs, but to really feel that we are flourishing and growing in our lives and finding meaning. So many things in here. And I absolutely really want to give a shout out to all of you who are struggling to finish conversion. I do think it's something that I take for granted that I was raised Jewish. My struggles around it, at least that part of it, were when I was 13 years old, right? When I was having to deal with my bat mitzvah. And then I had to come back to Judaism as an adult, and I certainly had to struggle with the finances and the time commitment around my Kohenet training. So those of you who are in the throes of ordination, or in ordination of conversion, or maybe an ordination as well, I just really want to honor the path that you're on, and glad that you have found OneShul as part of your pathway there. And it's making me think we need to have like an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter for conversion costs. Because I totally understand why there are costs. It takes money for people to just do the work. I'm a volunteer here at OneShul. I have to have a full-time day job because I don't know how to support myself yet as a just from what is traditionally would be the Kohenet work, the spiritual work. There's no way to be a part-time clergy. You either are or you aren't. So my day job gets all that too, although I have to be quiet about it. But yeah, we should think of a way. This community can do it. Let's think of a way to do a crowdsourced funding for people's conversion costs. I bet people would kick in a little for that to help people out, especially when we're all part of the community together. So for all of you with health issues, for all of you with financial challenges, for all of you with whatever challenges you are struggling with this month, and as Lanny said, vocation versus avocation, and I struggle with that all the time. Oh, may we all find complete and total healing. May the Holy One lift us up. May we flow down that stream of life and feel enveloped in the Holy One and not as though we are drowning under the weight of our sorrows. Blessed is the Holy One who connects us as a community and allows us to learn and grow from each other, to lift each of us up and all of us up together. And let us say, Amen. Oh, and Addie, that's an amazing idea to do a Tree of Life one. You donate and you get a leaf, and then it helps people with their, maybe it's not even conversion costs. Maybe it's conversion, or maybe if you're planning on attending Darshan Yeshiva, the new punktorah project, and you can't afford it. Maybe there's ways to do it that way too, to do scholarships for any type of Jewish study. So that's an interesting idea. Someone get on that. Uh-oh, and hopefully if you can hear the sirens going off, there's nothing major going off. Behind me is that police fire engine. Ambulance goes by, so blessings to whomever it is that has inspired that siren, and may the outcome be a positive one for them. And I see we have a couple of new people joining us, possibly as viewers, so I want to post the link to the Siddur. And welcome our newcomers. So far we have shared our Hebrew names, or our sacred names that we'd like to be known as in this space. We have shared what we are grateful for in the month coming to an end, and we have just finished sharing what it is that we maybe are struggling with in the month to come and could use a hand with, whether it be just sharing it with each other or asking the Holy One specifically for help with something in this month to come. And if you're just joining us, you are welcome to do any and all of these above as we move into the next section of our service. So in the next section of our service, we are on page 5 of your Siddur. And this is where we talk for a minute about Elul and what the month we are moving into is all about. And the month of Elul is a month of preparation, a month of turning inward and getting ready for the high holy days and that transition of our lives each year. And Judaism is very much, I don't know if this will help you or not, but it's spiral time. It's not a wheel that goes back to the same place, because every year we are different and things around us are different. So it's really it's spiral time. And so every year we come back to these same places and these same markers, but they're not the same thing every year. And it's the same thing every week with Shabbat. Traditionally, you have the same service every week. And with Rosh Chodesh here, we have the same basic service every month, but who we are is different, and the circumstances of the month is different. So that spiral is going on, and we're hitting a really big spot on the spiral again very, very soon. And yes, Lanny, the awesome, in the truest sense of the words, days of awe. And I've been going back to something I had a while ago, and I've been reusing it here again because I thought it would be an interesting thing for us to explore as a community. And that is, oh, it's not here. I thought it was. Okay, so you have to look in your Siddur on page 5, and you'll see that image there, which is from the Transparent Tarot. And yes, I do read tarot cards, as many of you know. No, they are not technically Jewish, but there's a lot of Jewish imagery in there, and they're built on actually Christian mysticism, which was based on Jewish mysticism. So it all works in the end. And the Transparent Tarot is very interesting because it's really simplified cards that you can layer on top of each other. And each month of the Jewish year has a tarot card associated with it. And so I spent a year exploring the wheel of the Jewish year, or the spiral of the Jewish year, through the cards this way to see, I don't know, what did it tell me? What did I learn? And so what you see on the left, yes, that's my left. On the left is you have the month of Tammuz, which is a couple of months back. You have, oh, actually I lied. You have Av, the caption's wrong, sorry. You have Av, you have Elul in the center, and you have Tishrei on the right. And the month of Av is all about strength and understanding what strength means. The month of Elul is all about the journey, and I love this image of the mountain with the light, because we think of things like Sinai and phrases feel like, I'll see you at Sinai, Shavuot, which is at the other end of the year. And then you have Tishrei, which is the judge. And it's such a perfect one for the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur experience, the days of awe, where we are judging ourselves and our performance in the year, and depending on how you understand the High Holy Days, the Holy One is judging us as well, and we are being written into the book of life for the next year. So this image for me really works. Wow, okay, so for once you guys are referencing a song that it's not going to make me burst into song, because I could not actually sing a Ted Nugent song if I want. I know who he is, but none of those are going to trigger me bursting into song again. So this month in particular, a lot of other months, it's about journeying together and community. Elul, we kind of walk alone. And in Elul, we are really looking inside to figure out where are we and just to really find that place. And the song, and I could have chosen one of my own and been really self-serving, but if you check my website, you'll find my amazing chant to Psalm 27. But tonight, the song that I picked out for us to do was the song some of you may have heard at the very, very beginning, which is Return. Originally, my understanding, written by Rabbi R'Shlomo Carlebach. And the version I first heard was actually by his daughter Neshama. So we're going to sing that together in a minute, and we're going to think about what it is we need to do. What work do we need to do as individuals in this month of Elul to be ready for the High Holy Days? Because when we come together for Rosh Chodesh again, it will actually be Rosh Hashanah. So Rosh Chodesh Tishrei is the Rosh Chodesh Gadol, the big Rosh Chodesh of the year. And we will be having high holiday services here at OneShul again this year. And I will be leading Erev Rosh Hashanah, which is Rosh Chodesh. So, woo, so meta, blow your mind. So, and yes, cat scratch fever, that is absolutely that card. You make friends with the lion. You don't overpower it. So let's move into our opening ourselves up to receive blessings. And oh, I almost forgot, so I will not forget on you. Before we do that, by special request yet again, somebody, Addie actually, posted it to Facebook this afternoon and asked specifically if I would please make sure to bring the cards and said it brings a smile to his face. And how can I not do this if it's bringing a smile to Addie's face or anyone else's? So we have, once again, our mitzvah cards to help us each individually figure out what our intention, our kavanah, should be as we move into opening for blessings. So if you would like me to pull a card for you, please raise your hand as it were in the chat room, And I will start pulling cards. And if you've never done this with us before, each of the cards has one of the mitzvot on it, a mitzvah. And it has what that mitzvah is. It has the text that it comes from. And then what I do is try to share whatever is coming through for me. I try to open myself here as a bit of a channel of what the unique message of it might be for you in particular. All right, Eric, you were the first. Me. Actually, I'm going to do Addie first because he was the one who asked and reminded me, and I went running upstairs to get the cards again. So, oh, Jonathan, sorry to see you go. Lovely to see you again. Hope all is well. All right, Addie, ready? And then Eric, I promise you're next. I am shuffling away. Your turn. Let me know when to stop. All right. So, Addie, my friend, yours this time is Genevat Da'at. Avoid deception. And I hope I pronounced that first word correctly. That one is not a Hebrew word as I'm as familiar with. Be truthful in presenting and promoting yourself and others, as well as products, programs, and services. Leviticus 19:11. So I'm guessing that for you this month is the question of how honest, and I'm going to say how honest are you being with yourself about who you are? That for some reason is what came through for me. And are you really putting your real self out to the rest of the world as you engage with it? Or for some reason, are you holding back or hiding some of that? So that's your challenge this month, Addie, is to really be sure that you are being truthful and honest with yourself and with everyone else. And check out Leviticus 19:11. All right, I won't hold them all up like that because that's probably really annoying. All right, I don't have to scroll back yet. Eric, you are next. I knew that. You're next in the list. So I am shuffling. Tell me when to stop. Really, Eric? Come on. There we go. All right, yeah. This is an interesting one for this month. Yours is Tekiyat Shofar. Heed the shofar. Purge resistance to reflection and needed change. As shofar blasts sound the call to engage in the healing relationships within, between, and beyond. Numbers 29:1. Tekiyat Shofar. All right, so I think that is to hear those blasts of the horn and to really shake out whatever those cobwebs are and really figure out what it is. Have you been resisting changing that you know you need to change? And maybe it's to learn a little bit more about the practice of blowing the shofar and what that means as a spiritual practice. And actually, that reminds me, I want to share this. Hearing shofar. Hold on, I want to make sure this URL is right. So, and just a reminder to everyone, actually, that at Shavuot, which is the flip side of this time of the year right now, we are told at Sinai, when we all gathered, that we heard the voice of the Holy One as a shofar. Got louder and louder and louder, and then we each heard our own individual message. So, all right, Eric, whatever that work you need to do is, think about what it is that you need to change that you have been resisting. All right, who was next? Wait. All right, Maxins, I think that was you raising your hand. It looks like a hand raise. That's a hand raise. That's awesome. I don't know if, did you all see that? That's really, I'm a sucker for like ASCII keyboard art. Maxins, share that as your hand raise icon as I shuffle for you, and then tell me when to stop. All right, I'm shuffling for Maxins Maxwell. I'm stopping. It won't go in. All right, there we go. There's your top one. Ooh. I ooh all of them. I don't know why I do that. They just all are fun. Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Lazeh. Be counted and be accountable. Show up for others and appreciate those who show up for you in order to ensure supportive communities of prayer and care. It's Leviticus 26:37 and Talmud Shavuot 39a. Ooh, a little Talmud mixed in there too, not just Torah. All right, so Mexicans, you're clearly already on a head start because you've shown up here tonight. But I want to specifically invoke for you one of my Kohenet sisters. Her name is Serach Bat Asher Bat, she who shows up. As we go through our training as Kohanot, one of the things we have to do is figure out our unique work and our unique missions within the world. And what my sister Judy discovered is part of her mission, and she uses this as part of her sacred name, is to show up. Because someone has to show up. So that's yours this month, Maxons. However you can interpret that, your job is to show up this month. All right, let me see who was next. Let's see, who was next? Lanny, was your matzahs wild? Was that a hand raise? I think that was a hand raise. So, all right, I'm going to assume that that was a hand raise, Lanny. So you're up next. Tell me when to stop. All right, I'm stopping. See, all of them. Yours is Tsa'ar Ba'alei Chaim, prevent pain or preserve life. Act to end needless pain and suffering of animals in slaughterhouses, medical research centers, puppy farms, cosmetic production, and more. Exodus 23:25. So really interesting on this one, Lanny, because Elul is also one of the 4 Jewish New Years. We have 4 because we love 4s in this religion. And in particular, it is the New Year of cattle. It was the tithing of cattle, but there's a lot of interesting practices that have been developed in the last maybe 20 years exploring what does it mean that this is the New Year of cattle. On Tu B'Shvat, which is the New Year of the trees, we know what to do. We plant trees, we pay for trees, we take care of our trees. But what does it mean that it's the New Year of cattle, the New Year of the animals? And it is a really important Jewish mitzvah to prevent the unnecessary suffering of animals in our world. It is in theory where part of the kosher rules come from, although they tend to focus these days much more on the death than the life. Maybe it's eat steak. Maybe if you normally eat steak, it's stay away from steak this month. Maybe it's make sure you know where your food comes from and support a farmer who is ethically raising their animals as well as ethically slaughtering their animals. Maybe say an extra blessing for your food this month that comes from animals. So however you interpret that one, that's yours this month. Tsa'ar Ba'alei Chaim, prevent pain. Exodus 23:25. All right, I'm scrolling up. Michael, you are next. Tofu steak, always tasty, I think. Ooh, thank you, Addie. Michael is next. All right, Michael, I'm shuffling away. So, say when I should stop. All right. Hey, see, everyone. Yirat Hashem. Live in awe. Be attentive to the power and laws of nature, so much so that virtually trembling in awe, you focus your speech and actions with care. Know before whom you stand. Leviticus 19:14 and Talmud Shabbat 31b. So heading into the days of awe, and you're getting a notice to live in awe and know before whom you stand. So it seems like a bit of a month for you to really work on your understanding of the Holy One and how the Holy One works in the world. And if you don't have a specific name of Holy One that you work with and have relationship with, maybe that's something to work on this month. And really to figure out what is the face of the Holy One that is your deepest relationship, and begin to really build that relationship. So when you arrive at Rosh Hashanah this year, you know before whom you stand, at least this year, and what name you're standing before. And it is a lifelong quest, to say the least. Oh my gosh, Addie, you are like such a help. Oh my gosh. All right, Miriam, you are next. Oh, you guys, oops, stop. Okay, I stopped. All right. Hayotzi mepiv yaaseh. Keep promises. Take care to honorably fulfill commitments you have made, and to honorably undo those that prove untenable. Numbers 33. And it's interesting, we're getting some cards we've never ever gotten before. I've never seen this one before, and it is absolutely the message of Kol Nidre on Yom Kippur. The whole idea is to release the vows that you've tried to keep but can't, especially to the Holy One. If you've made promises to people, Kol Nidre does not get you out of it. Those are vows that you make to the Holy One that in good faith you have tried to keep, and for some reason you can't. And so you ask to be released or renewed from that one. So seems like the work for you of Elul is to really look at what are those promises you made to the Holy One or to individuals that you need to release yourself from, and in which case let someone know, or that you really, really need to work on fulfilling through the end of this year and into the next. All right. Addie, thank you. Esther, you are up next. So I am shuffling. Tell me when to stop. All right. Yours this month is Bikor Cholim. Support the spirit and healing of those who are physically or emotionally unwell with visits and calls. Listen to and affirm their feelings. Organize as needed transportation, supplies, meals, etc. Support medical research, but not with puppies. Genesis 18:1. So it looks like yours this month is to really do that amazing mitzvah of helping those who are in need when they're struggling with their health. So if there's someone in your life who's been struggling with illness, maybe a couple extra phone calls this month. I'm a big fan of sending casseroles or donating to various services if you're financially able to. But really think about who in your life you can just give the gift of your presence with. It's sort of connected to show up, but it's showing up for the people in your life who may be ill, who maybe just could use a phone call, a card, just remember somebody saying, I remember you, and I remember that you're in pain and that you're ill, and I care. So that's yours this month. Bikor Cholim, Genesis 18:1. All right, I'm going to start shuffling. Yeah, there's a separate one for accompanying the dead for burial in here, which is a whole other amazing thing to do. All right, Keely, you are up next. Tell me when to stop shuffling. Oh, it's back. Yirat Hashem, live in awe. Be authentic. Yeah, be authentic. Be attentive to the power and laws of nature, so much so that virtually trembling in awe, you focus your speech and actions with care. Know before whom you stand. Leviticus 19:14 and Talmud Shabbat 31b. So I love when this happens and something different catches my attention. So what caught my attention this time was really the idea of learning about the Holy One and learning Torah from nature. And so if you've never checked out the book Perek Shira, it's called The Song of Nature. It's a very ancient book that takes Torah passages and assigns them to the animals and the aspects of the natural world so that no matter where we are and what we're experiencing, we can learn Torah out in the world. And I think it's a really interesting, I'm very earth-based, obviously, myself, but I love the fact that this is part of an ancient part of Judaism. And by ancient, I'm not going back to ancient Israel. During diaspora era forward, this book was written. No one's too sure when. So think about as you're walking out in nature and you're just heading about your daily life, what is the Holy One teaching you in each moment of your day? And can you learn the lessons of Torah just by walking through a forest or looking at a tree or seeing the moon? And what are those lessons that you are being taught? So yes, that is your challenge this month, is to find the Holy One in everything and everywhere and to learn the lessons of Torah in everything and everywhere. All right, Addie, anybody else up next? Oh, all right, guest 355, if you want to share maybe your first name, I totally respect your privacy, but it's nice to know who I at least have a name to talk to as opposed to guest. But I can say guest. But please let me know when to stop shuffling. Carl, fabulous. All right, Carl, let me know when to stop shuffling. Oh, I stopped. Okay. All right. Yours this month is Brit. Accept the covenant. Take on the rituals to enter yourselves, your sons, and your daughters into membership in the Jewish people, a Jewish sacred name, circumcision for males, immersion in living waters, and more. So I guess this month the question is, what Jewish practice can you add to your current practice? I often just suggest starting with Shabbat candles if you're not a regular Friday night Shabbat candle person, to add that in and start there, because that to me is a hugely transformative practice for Judaism. But take this time this month and maybe from tonight forward, think about a Jewish practice that you've never tried before and spend the next 30 days really exploring that practice and doing it, because we're very much a religion of practice more than anything else, a creed, a deed instead of creed. So think about what those practices are that you've heard about, you've maybe thought about, but you don't really understand them or just never felt you could take it on. So think about what that might be for you this month and really explore some new Jewish practice. And try one. Try to just pick one for the month so you can really engage with it. So that's yours, Brit, the covenant. Genesis 17:10. All right, if we missed somebody, if somebody afterwards wanted, would like a card, you're welcome to hit me up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Pilapalm. I'm happy to pull cards for you later in the month if you'd like. So I do that all the time for people. It's no trouble at all. So with all of those amazing intentions in our minds, all of those mitzvot, those sacred connective actions, they're all actions. They're things we do that connect us to one another and to the Holy One. Let us move into our final song of the evening and the opening of that energy. And it's the song, again, it's Return, originally by R'Shlomo Carlebach. The version I learned was by his daughter, and then I'm sure I've completely changed it on her. So the version I've heard is by R'Shlomo Carlebach. I really recommend it. It's quite beautiful. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to what you are, return to who you are, return to where you are born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Thank you so much for being here tonight. May this Elul bring you opening. May this Elul bring you peace and joy. May this Elul help you turn inwards so you may turn outwards again at Rosh Hashanah. This is the new year of, Elul is the new year of cattle, of animals. And at Rosh Hashanah, it is the new year of kings. So think about what that means. New year of humanity in many ways. I would definitely want to remind everyone that we will be having high holidays at OneShul again this year. I believe the schedule was just posted. I'm going to do a quick check on that for you. There are so many amazing things that you can do during High Holy Days here at OneShul. I know Addie's going to be leading things. I know Brian's going to be leading things. I know Patrick is going to be leading things. I am fairly certain that Rivka is going to be leading things. Wait, found that link for you. So here is the link to the High Holidays schedule for everybody. I hope you will join us. I also want to remind everyone, as always, that it takes a little money to keep the lights on here at OneShul, just a little bit. So if you can donate $5 for every time you come to a service, or maybe $5 every when you think of it, it helps keep the lights on. So most of us are volunteers. I'm a volunteer. Addie's a volunteer. Eric is a volunteer. Rivka's a volunteer. Patrick's not really getting paid either, frankly. But he is doing amazing work pushing this community forward. So if you can donate, please donate. If you haven't heard about Darshan Yeshiva yet, check it out. It's going to be so exciting. Yeshiva-style, pluralistic, independent Jewish education online. You can just take a few classes if you like, or you can do the whole program to receive smicha as a darshan, a Jewish lay leader, independent leader within the Jewish community. You can use it just to fill in gaps in your Jewish education, whatever you want to do. I'm on the curriculum board for it. I'm also going to be taking a lot of the classes myself to fill in some gaps in my education. And I'll be very excited to add darshan to my titles or my certifications that I have when I'm able to. So please check that out. As always, you can find me at facebook.com/peelapalm, also at twitter.com/peelapalm and peelapalm.com. Please say hello. If you want to get involved with punktorah and OneShul, you want to email Patrick at punktorah.org. If you want to lead a class, a workshop, write something for punktorah, do something here on OneShul, whatever it is, that's how you do it. You get in touch with Patrick and he will hook you up on that end. On a personal note, I also want to share, absolutely, let's do that one first. Addie's doing his Shabbat table, around the Shabbat table, this Friday coming up. Ooh, it's idolatry. It's an idolatry night. We just did a whole session on that at the Kohenet Alumni Week, Addie. It was amazing. We did idolatry through the ages and how Judaism has defined it. Really interesting topic. I will totally try to be there because it was super interesting. Monday Night Mitzvah with Brian, or possibly Addie again. Torah Study again, which is really, really amazing. And you can always catch the replay of these too. They get archived to YouTube eventually. And I definitely want to share on a personal note, I have relaunched one of my websites. So peelapalm.com is my blog. I've been writing it for like 10 years. It's recently taken on a new tone, which is the intersection of spirituality, culture, and technology, or any of those three subjects. And I've just relaunched embroideredprayers.com as sort of the hub for the work that I do. Whoops, that came out funny in the chat room. Sorry. Embroideredprayers.com. It is a work in progress, but it's really focusing on what my unique spiritual work is. My full title, for those of you who don't know, is Kohenet. Well, my name is Ketzirah, but it's Kohenet Ketzirah Ha Me'agelet. So I'm Kohenet Ketzirah, the circle maker. And I'm very focused, as you might have guessed, on Jewish ritual, both the creating of it, I say the art and craft of Jewish ritual, as well as fiber art and the physical objects of our Jewish rituals, both creating them and just learning about them. So check it out at some point if you want to. It's a work in progress. And I know that Patrick has his new, I think it's Rabbi Patrick or RabbiPatrickAleph.com that's coming as well. So thank you for being here. You are this community. You are a total gift to it, and everything you can contribute, whether it's financial, your time, creating workshops and classes and blog posts, or just showing up. That is a huge contribution as well, showing up and participating. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, a blessing, and a gift to be here with you all again. And I will see you all again very soon, and hopefully Friday night with Around the Shabbat Table with Abby. Chodesh Tov, everybody.
Holy, holy,